right. I'm the drummer for Vollstin, Alex Luby.
I'm Anthony Luby, rhythm guitarist for Vollstin.
Welcome to HeadBangers Republic.
For the creation of the band, we were in, 7th grade? We were heavily into, Metallica, not even, Slayer or Megadeth. It was literally, Metallica. We listened to a lot of Iron Maiden, Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie. Those, I wouldn't even say those really influenced the band, but that's, what made us form a band. As for influences go in writing as the years went on, it was I progressively got into heavier things. My guitar style started going faster, I guess, and I just wanted to get into quicker things, more I wanted to break out from the old Metallica thrash thing. I started listening to Children of Bodom, which are currently my favorite band, death, and I listen to a lot of technical death metal right now. So yeah, that's where it started.
Yeah, pretty much what Anthony said. When we first started, it was such a Metallica inspiration. Those guys were number one when we started. We also listened to a lot of Rammstein. Those two bands were kind of the only catalysts for forming the band. That's all we listened to. We had a very thrashy sound early in the years, but as everybody else said, as that went on, the sound changed. I just progressively got into heavier music as well. I started listening to Lamb of God, Slipknot, occasionally the death metal, like Anthony and stuff. I got into Bodom. They're really good. And eventually Justin led me on to metalcore, Bring Me the Horizon, Architects. One of my favorite bands now is Crystal Lake. And then I discovered Baby Metal. They're my current favorite band. And the sound just progressively got heavy over the years, honestly. And we're just kind of going with the flow.
What are you in 7th grade? 13?
We 13. Were. The year was 2000. Yeah, we were 12 or
13 years old, 7th grade.
It's September and November of 2011.
I mean, we're 20 now, so it's been 7 years.
Yeah, it's been a long. Yeah, it's been
time.
We were about 13 when we formed the band. Us two and two other members. So it's been a while. It's been a grip.
We were all a group of mates. We all went to grade school. It started in 1st grade. We all went to the same school, and then I guess one day we were like, hey, let's form a band and make some music. So we were all really close.
Yeah, like he said, the 4 original members were in the same school for a very long time, and then we got to know Justin through the old St. Peter's back in the day. Back in the day, we got to know Justin, and eventually Justin led us to Justice, who we honestly just met 2018. That's pretty much the first actual getting to know him. So it's been very new with Justice, and we got some history with Justin, so it's been a grip.
Bands, I guess the direction we're going now is a more metalcore thing.
Yeah. Tony's pissed.
Yeah, I mean it's not my cup of tea personally, but we're seeing where things go. I guess they're into Wage War, Architects.
I would say we don't really try and follow a band's sound. We don't really base it off their music. I think each of us, with the bands we all like, since everyone's very diverse in the music they like, they try and not copy, but sort of emulate in their playing style the person that they look up to. As for me, drumming wise, Lars was never very big inspiration. I'm just throwing it on the floor. Christoph Schneider, that's when I started to kind of look at drummers as opposed to the whole music. What really got me into my style was Chris Adler from Lamb of God and Joey Jordison. Those two are probably my biggest drumming influences, especially Chris Adler. I think everything he does is amazing, and I'm a huge fangirl for him. I'll start it off. Thanks. For me, it's 50-50. I want to create as much almost content as possible. I want our name to be constantly involved in something. I think it's good to play a lot of live shows, get your name out there, meet new people, network, and it's also good to put out a lot of music because you have so many people listening to it nowadays on streaming platforms like Spotify and stuff. It'd be stupid not to, I think, constantly update it. So we're just trying to kind of do both as much as possible.
Yeah, I'd say the whole 50-50 thing. We want to do as many live shows as we can, of course, and just constantly put out good music. But again, I think it comes with a good mix of a certain amount of live shows too. I don't want to be releasing like a song every weekend. You don't want like too much content going out there all at one time. You want to build the hype a little bit. Get people excited.
Keep them on their toes.
Yeah. Hopefully, very far.
Like Georgia.
Yeah, like Georgia. Georgia's pretty far from here. But like a time span wise thing, I'd say like 5 years. I'd love to be maybe doing some touring and stuff. Definitely signed to a label. Have a pretty big fan base. Eventually, I think we all want to be able to make a living off of this. That's the ultimate goal for us. So I'd go with that.
Pretty much the same as Anthony. Like, for me personally, it's like I want to be like the top dogs. Like, I want to headline festivals. I want to be like the band everyone looks up to. I want to be the cream of the crop, like the best. I'd like to start touring earlier. I'd like to be signed to a label earlier than 5 years. I want it to happen almost literally just as soon as possible. Like, I think we have the potential to make it happen sooner than 5 years. But I want to be the big dogs. I want to kind of rule the metal scene and be the band everyone looks up to for inspiration, like Metallica was for us.
Ugh. Like, we haven't played with like a huge band or even like a relatively big band. It's been mostly local bands from around the area. Yeah, I don't think I have an answer for this. There's no.
Neil Peart is not an inspiration to me.
As for local bands, there's not really a band that I have seen or played with that has inspired me to change my drumming or do something different with it. I've taken things that other bands do and thought to myself that's a good idea. Like Salt, for example, they have a great stage presence and live show and networking and things like that. So I look at that as, they're impressing me with some of their stuff. So I'm like, we need to do better at our live show, our networking, our stage presence and things like that. So I've been inspired like that in that business aspect, but not really musically, honestly.
February 5th at Buzzbin in downtown Canton.
Yeah.
Hometown.
February 5th.
Repping the 330, the Dirty 330.
3330.
Rebel, it's a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, come out. There's not a website up yet. That's currently under construction, but there will be in spring. That's what everybody says. They're like, but there will be a website in the spring. We're gonna have show updates, merch, recent pictures from whatever we did, music videos, just info about the band. The whole shebang. So it'll be up in the spring. As for music, you can go on all the streaming platforms. We're there: Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal. You can check out our Bandcamp. We do sell the Shallow there too, and YouTube. So check out us on everything. We're there.
I would say just to keep at it. Like, things are gonna change, and sometimes they won't go your way. They might go your way sometimes. There's going to be ups and downs, but if this is really what you want, you have to just keep at it, keep working at it. Practice your instrument. Just because you have band practice and do your songs doesn't mean you have to not play your instrument. You always want to progress as yourself too, along with the band. So, and keep an open mind. Always look at what other people are thinking. You're not the only one in the band. There's other people's opinions that you should take into consideration as well. And just keep going far.
Like Georgia.
Ivy.
Yeah. My biggest thing would be just keep working at it. It is not an easy process by any means. It is not a short process by any means. Me and Anthony have been doing it for this year. It will be 8 years. So that's a long time. And we've seen literally like almost zero progress comparatively from 2011 to the beginning of 2018. So it's a long process, but like Andy said, if you really want it, just keep going at it. Practice your stuff. Just keep grinding, man. Another thing is don't be cocky. You're never as good as you probably think you are. You can always improve on what you're doing. So just keep practicing and communicate with your band because they're a family. So you guys need to get all your problems out on the floor. Don't let anything just kind of like fester inside. Keep it open and just keep working. Just grind it. And if you're not in a band yet and you want to be, you aspire to be, keep working at your instrument. Like become the best you can possibly be at that thing. And just reach out to other people too. You know, if you want it bad enough, you're gonna do what it takes to get in that band. You know, get your friends, find people you don't even know, and that may play an instrument, and just start talking with them. But just practice your instrument and become good at it, and become something that people are impressed by. That's how we got Justin. We were impressed by his guitar skills. He was the first option, and there was no second guessing it. So just do you, man. Just do you. All right.
Yo, this one goes out to HeadBangers Republic. We want to give you guys a big old shout out from here at the Vollstin family
Living room.
living room.
So thanks HeadBangers Republic for having us do this interview. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to you guys on Twitter. I don't know if you have Instagram, but thank you very much. We're Vollstin.